Alright, my name is Megan Swigum and I'm going to be showing overhand serving, the skill of overhand serving for 4th through 8th grade. These 5th grade girls have agreed to help out and to show the progression that we're going to do for overhand serving. So the first thing that we'd start out with is we would do tossing the ball over the net, and when we would do that we'd work on getting our opposite foot out in front of us, putting our opposite hand out in front, and then putting our hand here, and we'd step and throw, and then when we throw, we'd stop our hand and wave at our partner so that we get used to throwing and stopping here as opposed to a regular throw that you would cross over, and you wouldn't want to do that with serving. So you get them used to the motion with throwing first. So girls, let's see what you got. Let's have Bryn right here. Jason, go across the net for her, please. And then they're just going to get their feet set at 45 degrees. Opposite arm out in front, like a golf tee, holding the ball. She's going to pull the ball back with her hand and step and throw. Step with that opposite foot. So make sure if they are not stepping, that they're stepping with that same foot that's already forward. So let's see, you put the ball out, pull it back with your hand, grab it with your serving hand, and now step and throw. Very good. And did you stop your hand and wave at your partner? Let's do one more throw, girls. Grab the ball, step, stop your hand, don't cross over. Good. One more, JC, from you. Good, and I wouldn't want them to drop their elbow down either. I want them to keep it up, and the faster they throw, the better. All right, the next thing I would have them do is I would have them work on, so the next progression of the serve would be to use a nice big light ball. Before they were using a nice light ball as well, but it was the smaller one, be easier for them to grip for the throw. And now they're going to hit it directly out of their hand, so they don't have to worry about any tossing. And I tell them not to worry about the net either. Right now our net is close to actual height. I would lower it down for 4th graders and probably 5th as well. It would be lower. But they're going to hold their opposite hand out in front of them, opposite foot out in front, and their serving hand is going to go up nice and high, elbow higher than their shoulder, and hand big, open, and strong. And they're just going to hit it right out of the tee, like the golf tee here. It might be kind of messed up, but it's better than working on the toss over and over. They'll get used to the other motion, and then we'll add the toss in. So girls, go ahead and try that for us. Okay, didn't go over the net, but that was the correct motion. Now as you go, you're still going to step with that foot that's already out in front. Nice and high, bend your elbow, and reach and get under. Close. Roll it under the net here. And then I'll show one. It's a little easier if you're taller, but you're going to hold it way up high and hit it out of your hand. And when you toss, you teach them to hold it right in front of their shoulder, and they just give a little toss, and they get it right at that same point that they would normally get it from up here. So this is what it should look like hitting it out of the tee. Okay? It's straight, just like you're slapping the ball right in front of you. Okay? But you're holding it high enough where it's just going to go straight over. So JC, why don't you give it a shot from there? Good. You got it that time. So, okay, the next progression would be to work on the toss. And the tossing can be done just by finding an X on the ground and getting your feet set. Again, we don't want to take multiple steps into our serve. That's what a lot of problems have, or where a lot of problems occur. One of the main reasons, the less movement, the more, what is the word, the more accurate that you will be. Okay, so the more movement, the more chance for error. So you would practice a toss where you would bring it just to your shoulder level. You don't want them to do one of these. And so they'd have their hand already up. You don't want to toss with two because then you don't have time to get your hand up. So hand already up, lift and step, and you just let the ball drop onto the X, and it shouldn't hit you at all. So you do a bunch of those tosses. The next thing you would do is then you would go ahead and have them actually contact it, and you talk about lifting and stepping at the same time. So JC, go ahead, show us that. Lift, step, contact. Very nice. Okay? And Bryn, lift, step, contact. And I would just watch and see some of the main errors that we might see are crossing over our body, dropping our elbow. elbow and doing one of a punch, like a shot put type, and instead we want speed going forward. The speed of your arm will put the ball over the net as opposed to how strong you are. Okay, so if they're doing well with this ball, then I would go ahead and move them to the smaller size ball that is still a nice light ball. The Volley Lights are supposed to be for age 12 and under, so that's what we use. I make sure their hand is still big and open, feet staggered correctly, and they're going to point their toe in the direction that they want the ball to go. Okay, go ahead. Okay, and Casey, you can just hold that one over there. We're going to come back here. What I would say to her is it was a very successful serve, but she did kind of a little bit of a bigger toss, and I want her to toss forward as she steps so that her swing can go forward and she can have speed. If she tosses it straight up, she only has this much room to swing. So she wants to have full room to swing, so she's got to lift and step at the same time forward, and she's going to have her arm already up there. Lift, step, contact. And you're dragging the toe the whole way so that you don't cross over your body. So that's pretty much it. Other things that we might try if they were struggling with power or kind of not getting it there, we'd do more multiple tosses, or we'd have them go ahead and pretend like they're holding the ball out in front of them. And remember, in front of your serving shoulder, and then I'd have them step at me and slap my hand nice and hard. And then they do it again, and they keep doing that until they figured out the speed and how strong they wanted their arm to go and how to stop it here. We'd obviously teach what that would be the floater serve before we get into teaching top spin, where you would finish it off in your pocket. But those are different types of things that I would start out with at 4th and 5th grade, and as we move on to 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, we'd keep backing them up. We'd get them with the regular heavy ball, and I'll show you the final full motion and what it should look like. Behind the actual service line, ball out in front of my serving shoulder, opposite foot forward, hand already up, elbow higher than the shoulder, and I'm going to lift, step, contact. Okay? So it should look like this, the final product.